All right. We're live for rounds 2 and 3 of the draft. We're currently at pick 37. Bears are at 57 and 60 as of right now. See if they have any trades in mind, anything like that. Keep an eye on it. Currently, so far, the 49ers took Stribling. Next pick was Arizona Cardinals with Chase Bisontis, the guard. TJ Parker is now off the table. And Caden McDonald off the table at 36. So those are some Bears targets that we were looking at. Now it's probably looking like we got to refine the list here with 57 and 60. 60 was from Buffalo. In terms of potential targets, we still got Gabe Akis on the board, CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez, Keontae Scott, lots of others out there. Giants go Colton Hood at 37, another corner off the board from Tennessee. I saw this tweet earlier. Bears will not pick at 57 and 60 tonight. They must try and get into the 40s for an edge. Try to get back a third or a fourth in its place. Wonder if anyone is interested. I think that could definitely happen. Considering Poles did the same exact thing last year. We took Luther Bird and it was a stay-in pick there. And then that second round pick, traded that back and then got Ozzie Trapillo. So I think they'll probably do the same thing. I'm willing to bet that the Bears don't stick at 57 and 60. I bet they trade back with the second one. Could trade up as well. It's possible. Colton Hood goes to the Giants. In terms of best available, this is what I had on the board. TJ Parker at 1, Dramod McCoy at 2. Avion Terrell still on the board, and Cade McDonald is now gone. So now number 1 and 4 are gone. But we got Gabe Akis at 5. Dramod McCoy. Interesting to see where he goes with that injury history and everything like that. Raiders pick is in here. Remaining draft picks right now for the Bears: round 257, round 260, round 389, round 4 pick 129, and then round 7 239. I would look for Poles to try to garner something in between 129 and 239, at least one or two of them. They want more stabs at the dartboard there on this draft. Let you guys watch the pick here. It's Vegas pick at 38. Vegas pick at 38. This could be Stukes here. Tre'Davious Stukes was one guy that absolutely could have gone in the first round. Here's the pick. There it is. Tre'Davious Stukes is the pick. Tre'Davious Stukes is the pick for the Raiders at 38. 38. Fair enough. Great player, great athlete. Yep. Great ball player. That would have been someone that I would love the Bears to have, but considering we already took a safety, keep having these edges fall. You know, TJ Parker already went, of course, but Zion Young's still out there. Obviously, Gabe Akis is still out there. Let's go look at the current edges. Cassius Howell still on the board. Bears aren't drafting him, but Derek Moore, R. Mason Thomas, Danny Denny Sutton, or Denny Denny Sutton. I got guys out there for sure. Absolutely for sure. Bears got a ways till they pick. 39 is up now. Cleveland is on the clock, and the pick looks like it's in there. Again, what do you guys think about this in terms of trading up, trading back? 57 and 60. I'd like to stay at 57. I don't think they're going to be picking it at 60. I think they'll go back a little bit. Be the smart move. So right now, TJ Parker went. Colton the Hood went. Stukes went as well. Cade McDonald. He's off the board as well. Would have been a good run stuffer for Chicago as well. Look, if Jacob Rodriguez is still there at 57 as well, that is something that I would be very interested in. I would definitely be very interested in that. Without question. Check what we got going on. Something that I saw earlier. I'm going to get this pulled up for you guys here. Some interesting trade conversations. This came out about half hour ago, maybe. So Jordan Schultz put this out about a half hour ago, right before the draft started, that the Giants have engaged in trade conversations involving Kayvon Thibodeau, and the Saints are among the teams showing interest. So if we're looking at the board, I'm not sure if this would include like a draft swap now, or if the Saints could pull the trigger on this, but this would be something that I would be of interest for the Bears in terms of maybe a late round pick or a swap of some sort. Just to fill that edge void. If they end up missing here at 57, maybe you give Giants 60, go back a little bit, and check that out. Thibodeau's not amazing by any means, but I'll pull the draft again here. Browns pick is in at 39. Browns pick is at 39. Right there. Bears about 18 picks away. 18 picks away. Gonna be fun regardless there. Cleveland's pick is in. See what we got here. Pick number 39. Wow. There's that second wide receiver off the board. Denzel Boston is the pick. So Stribling went to the 49ers at pick 33, which is extremely high. That's a target that the Bears had in the second or potentially third round. Obviously a speedster out of Ole Miss, great player. But the 49ers took him at 33. They could not find a trade partner to go back So they take him at 33. Now Cleveland takes Denzel Boston at 39. Little wide receiver run here. Interesting. I mean, that's good for the Bears. It's not a need, right? It's not a need for Chicago by any means. It would be nice for us to take one. I think Ben was interested in Stribling. Definitely not Boston, though. Not a scheme fit there. KC on the clock. Curious to see what they go on this. Yeah, Denzel Boston was considered a first rounder all the way through, showing he had an 8% chance to be available at pick 39. It's good value for Cleveland for sure. KC is up at 40. Pick is in immediately. They know who they want. So the Saints, as we were talking about before with the Kayvon Thibodeau trade rumors here from Jordan Schultz before the draft started, could this potentially be an on-the-clock trade where Thibodeau goes to the Saints, Saints trade back a little bit, Giants flip that spot or something? I could see that. Saints are currently at 42. Go back for the pick here. Kansas City, pick is in, 40. There he is. R. Mason Thomas goes off the board. R. Mason Thomas goes off the board. So currently on the list that I had in the best available players, we have 3 of these guys left. We have Dramond McCoy, Avion Terrell, Gabe Akis. R. Mason Thomas was an edge target. Goes to the Chiefs. So they picked Peter Woods and R. Mason Thomas. That was something that we could have seen the Bears doing for sure. Absolutely. R. Mason Thomas. Fast guy off the edge out of Oklahoma. Not really a scheme fit for Dennis Allen, though. He likes the bigger guys. You know, the Dio Dingbo types. Interesting. Let me see if this lands. I like the way the board is falling for Chicago a little bit. Obviously, there's 16 more picks that need to be made. But if we go to best available once again, I mean, still Dramond McCoy is sitting there for somebody. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is still out on the books as well. I can't see anybody that needs a safety here coming up real recent. Zion Young's still out there. That's a target for the Bears. It'd be something if he fell, that's for sure. That would be something. Because that was a first-round target for Chicago as well. Zion Young, Cassius Howell, Anthony Hill Jr., Texas linebacker. Gabe Akis is sitting at 12th best available right now. If he falls to the Bears, I think that would be just the perfect pick. Perfect pick, in my opinion. Jacob Rodriguez, C.J. Allen. Keontae Scott is also something that we have to keep an eye on. Keontae Scott was somebody that they had in for a visit. Again, we talked about it previously. He's kind of that hybrid guy. He can also play corner. So if you have Thieneman at safety with Kobe Bryant, Keontae Scott out there rotating in, nickel outside. Bengals pick is up. Cassius Howell, there he goes. Getting an edge run here, low 40s. Needs to slow down a little bit. Especially if the Bears want one of those without trading up. Cassius Howell, Texas A&M goes at 41. Cassius Howell. He was never a fit for the Bears either in terms of scheme fit, player fit. Dennis Allen is not taking those small edge rushers. It's just not going to happen. R. Mason Thomas and Cassius Howell fit into that mold there, and they go right back to back. Back to back. we have some other breaking news here from the Saints. Their pick has been leaked. Not good for Chicago for your DT lovers. Not good for the Bears for the DT lovers. Pick is in immediately at 42. Saints have had a decent offseason other than not having a quarterback still. But I like what they've done. Here's 42. Not good for the Bears. That's a pick. Christian Miller out of Georgia. Great player. That was a D tackle target for the Bears there at 57. Maybe a slight trade up, and now he's gone. Now he's gone. So in terms of this list that I had out before this even began, it was Gabe Akis, C.J. Allen, Jacob Rodriguez, Keontae Scott. All those guys are still available. I think they're realistic options at 57, right? Christian Miller, Cade McDonald, T.J. Parker, those were all probably guys that were unrealistic at that spot, if we're being honest. Yeah. It's going to be an edge and DT run here. But again, if the Bears are going best player available like they have the whole time, somebody's going to fall to you, right? Somebody's going to fall at that point. It just might not be at the top position in need for us. Again, I'm gonna die in the Gabe Akis hill today. When he goes, it's going to hurt my heart if it's not for the hometown Chicago Bears there. Dolphins on the clock at 43. 43. I'm going to get the current board up. We're on the commercial break there. I'm going to get the current best available. We still have Emmanuel McNeil-Warren there. That's interesting. I'm curious to see where he goes. Get us the top 15. This is the best available that we're looking at right now. This is kind of the top 15 left. Dolphins are on the clock at 43. We're 14 picks away, right? Or technically 15 since they haven't made it. So if you look at this list, right, there's going to be guys available. From your 12, 13, 14 range there at Gabe Akis, C.J. Allen, and Jacob Rodriguez. Love any of those. Chris Brazell is awesome out of Tennessee. Right, it's a wide receiver. Probably not something that the fans would love at 57, but if it's best available, that's what you got. I don't mind that at all. Who should the Bears draft? Leave a comment below. Dolphins. Curious to see where they go. That first round pick out of the Dolphins at Caden Proctor was rough. That was a rough pick. Tough one to stay on board with there. Love and Thieneman paired with Kobe Bryant this next year. Just gives you cost control out of your safety room for at least 3 years, right? Kobe Bryant's on a favorable deal. If Thieneman hits, you got a 5th-year option on him as well. It's basically solidifying your safety room for a good amount of time. Loved the Thieneman pick yesterday. Pick is in for the Dolphins at 43. Bears are at 57. Got guys available. Zion Young still out there as well. Wouldn't be surprised if this is with this DT and edge run if he goes here pretty soon. Yep. Let's get it back here. Dolphins pick in at 43. Yeah, Schefter's currently talking about Jermod McCoy, which is second on the best available players going into the day. And, I mean, he's a first-round talent. That knee injury is rough here coming into the offseason. Didn't play last season, but, I mean, the talent is there. I don't know if that's a gamble that the Bears take, but if it's at 57, following that best player available trend, 100% something that could go down. Miami, let's get to that. 43. I don't know. I feel like the Bears are moving out of one of these picks. I don't know if up is the way to go, but 43, here it is. Jacob Rodriguez. Man. There he goes. There he goes. One of the best linebackers in the draft. Almost won the Heisman last year. Great player. Would have been nice for the Bears as well. Look, this is what happens when you have late second-round picks. There's a lot of good talent that goes there in the early second. We saw it last year with Luther Burden when the Bears had 2 early seconds. They traded back with the second one. Got Ozzie Trapillo. 2 starters for you as rookies right there. All right, you start asking more questions about these guys as they get into the 50s and 60s, and then you're kind of just projecting at that point forward. But a lot of starters right here. A lot of starters. Jacob Rodriguez goes at 43 to Miami. Yeah, I respect it. Miami's building that out with Jeff Hafley from the Packers there. Was their DC, goes to be their head coach. Building out that defense. I respect it out of him. Pick is in for Detroit at 44. NFC North. Okay, Lions traded up to 44. Immediate pick. This could be Zion Young. This could 100% be Zion Young. They took Blake Miller out of Clemson in their first pick in the first round. This could be edge rusher opposite of Hutchinson. Derek Moore out of Michigan. Goes to Detroit. Wow. So they traded up for Derek Moore, who was probably going to be there when the Bears pick. Wasn't going to be anything crazy in terms of, like, on the best available board. He's not even there. I'd say that's a questionable move out of Detroit there. Zion Young's a much better player. Look, if we get to if we get to pick 50 and Zion Young's still there, you got to think the Bears want to trade up a little bit. I mean, that's 7 picks. It's going to be a 4th round, then you trade back with your 60th. Trade back with your 60th. Get that 4th rounder right back that you give up. Ravens on the clock at 45. Wow. Derek Moore to the Lions is pretty crazy. That's surprising to me. Yeah, D linemen are flying off and everything like that. But look, I mean, someone's falling regardless. Might not be of serious benefit to the Bears there, but yeah. Remaining picks for the Bears, 57 and 60. 89 tonight. That's 3 for tonight. We'll see what they do with them. 129, 239. Look, if Zion Young is there at 50, if Jermon McCoy is there at 50, I have no issues giving up 60 and 129 is probably all it would take. Get something back. If you gave up 60 and 129, it'd leave you with, probably like 50, 51, and 57. Trade back from 57, maybe 10 or 12 spots, get a 4th rounder back again. Just kind of swapping what you're doing. Might have to give up a little bit more, obviously, than what you're getting. This guy's still out there. Gabe Akers, too. I think that might be the most realistic target. Might be the most realistic target. And I would love it. 11.5 sacks this year. From Illinois, too. Right down the road. Quick commercial break here on the draft. Things are heating up, of course. This might be the guy. Gabe Akers. Would not hate it. I mean, when is Emmanuel Neal Warren gonna go? You know? I mean, it's at 45 now. A lot of Bears fans were okay with him going at 25. A lot of them were okay with him going at 25 to us there. He has fallen dramatically. I wonder if it's his level of play against talented competition. I don't know, but if you guys remember, Quinyon Mitchell was from Toledo as well. Fantastic player. Obviously, didn't play too much competition in college. Translated well. It's all about the film. What they're showing there on screen, Zion Young, C.J. Allen, Jermon McCoy, Emmanuel Neal Warren, and then the guard out of Oregon. Yeah. Bears got to think about doing something maybe. Yeah. Look, we knew a run of good D linemen were going to go. Pick us in for the Ravens at 45. Pick is in for the Ravens at 45. Curious. Ravens. $45. What do the Ravens need? You could think another speedster wide receiver or something. Don't think that'll be it, though. There's also one dream pick that I'd like for 89 for Chicago. That's this man right here. Sam Heck out of Kansas State. Absolute stud. Center of the future. Could probably start midway through this season over Bradbury. If not, Bradbury's gone after this year. 1-year deal. 1-year deal. Ravens pick. Mark Ingram's yapping right now. Here we go. Ravens 45. Zion Young. Zion Young is the pick for the Ravens. Not great. Not great for Chicago here. Edges are falling. DTs are falling. Not good. Zion Young's the pick for the Ravens. 45. Yikers. Yikers. Okay, we got to get an updated board here. We'll get an updated board for everybody. All right, let's get an updated board for what we got available for the Bears. So what we're looking at, not what we envisioned. Not what we envisioned. You know, considering now if the Bears would have taken D-line or edge there at 25, you still have McNeil Warren there right now. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. You never know how that's going to fall, but Jermon McCoy's still out there. Avion Terrell, Anthony Hill. None of those guys are really fit. If Jermon McCoy's sitting there at 57, yeah, sure. The upside's there. I'm going to guess Chris Brazell, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. Gabe Akis, 57 probably if they're still there. All right, Buccaneers right away. Pick is in 46. 46. The Bucs, 46. Josiah Trotter, linebacker out of Missouri. Zion Young and Trotter, teammates go back to back. Teammates go back to back. I didn't think he was a fit. I mean, obviously the Bears need a linebacker. Bears need a linebacker in the future. Not super necessary right now with the pickup of Devin Bush in free agency. Still got TJ Edwards, DeMarco Jackson. Just signed both those guys, right? Edwards coming off an injury. Josiah Trotter at 46, though. I think that's a good pick for Buccaneers. They got to shore up that defense. Absolutely. All right. Steelers have traded up. Hometown kids. Steelers have traded up. With the Colts, it looks like at 47. They might be going wide receiver here because they missed out on Mekhi Lemon last night. I don't know if you guys saw that phone call. Mekhi Lemon was on the phone with the Steelers, going to be the pick at 21. Eagles popped in ahead of him at 20. Interdivision trade. Snagged him up. Okay, Pittsburgh's at 47. A quarterback would be wild here. Aaron Rodgers, the uncertainty. Ty Simpson, obviously gone way too soon. 13 to the Rams. Carson Beck. Could this be a Carson Beck spot? I don't think they would need to trade up for him, though, at all. This could be just the next best wide receiver that they see, which would be probably Chris Brazell there out of Tennessee. Speedster, go up and get it type of receiver there. Way too soon for Zachariah Branch, in my opinion. All right. Let's see what they do. Interesting. Steelers pick, trade up 47. We're 10 away from the Bears. 10 away. The board is not following the Bears' way so far. Not following their way so far. Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver out of Alabama. Interesting. Where is he at on this board? He's at 9, right behind Brazell. They needed a wideout. They got Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama over the thought of Mekhi Lemon at 21. They traded up for him. Probably too much compensation, in my opinion, for that pick. But you got to do what you got to do. They need a slot guy. I don't know if he's... I haven't done much research on Jeremy Bernard. I don't know if he's a slot guy. Not bad, not bad. They needed it. They wanted to fill out that wide receiver room. DK Metcalf, Pittman Jr., now Jeremy Bernard. They absolutely hate Roman Wilson over there. Absolutely hate Roman Wilson. Well, Bears 9 picks away after the Falcons pick. 48. They're at 48. Gabe Akis is going to be the one we're looking at. Yeah, it's probably getting to the point now where is Edge anywhere close to the best player available at that spot at 57? McNeil Warren is still on the board as well. McNeil Warren is still on the board. Jermon McCoy is still on the board. Something to think about for trade-ups and things like that. Something to think about. Clock's a ticking. Bears are probably going to pick around 7:40 Central Time here. Maybe earlier. What do you guys want the Bears to pick? Here's our remaining picks, 57 and 60 without trades. 89 tonight as well. That is the perfect Sam Hecht spot, center out of Kansas State. If he's there, would love it. Absolutely would love that. Who should the Bears grab? Jacob Rodriguez is now gone. Keontae Scott's still there. C.J. Allen, Gabe Akis still there. I don't know. Yeah. Commercial break on the draft here. Pick is in for the Falcons at 48. See what Ian Cunningham can do. Former assistant GM of the Bears there. it's not falling the way we wanted, but had to expect it. You know, when you have a successful season and a late second-round pick, I really wish we had that comp pick from Ian Cunningham getting hired. In that third round, we'd have 2 third-rounders today as well. Would have been cool. Should the Bears trade up or back? Up or back? Look, we're getting close to where it's just stick and pick time anyways. At 57. 60, definitely could trade back. Personally, I would just, at this point, if McNeil Warren is just there, find some trade partner. Somebody's going to want to get up for him. Right? I don't know. Pick is in for the Falcons. Kevin Stefanski, new head coach over there. Maybe going offense. Could. Here's some of the available board. I wouldn't mind Zachariah Branch for a slot spot way later on, but not 57 or 60. That's really rich for me. Falcons, here they come. Yeah, they're saying their need is wide receiver. Another D lineman. Not good for Chicago's hopes. You know, I forgot about is Denise Sutton as well out of Penn State. Out of Penn State. It's a possibility. He's not even on the best available board right now. Here's the pick for the Falcons at 48. 48. All right, 48, Atlanta. Okay, there goes Avion Terrell. Avion Terrell at 48 out of Clemson. Good corner. Again, over Jermod McCoy. That knee must be exploded. Because Jermod McCoy is a great player. Avion Terrell, good player. Not as good as Jermod. He goes at 48. We need more picks from teams with guys that the Bears do not need, because it is falling in a crazy fashion. Vikings on the clock here at 49. I mean, so far it's falling as expected. I'd say it's more kind of chalk than yesterday. Yesterday was a lot of surprises, in my opinion. That's how we ended up with Thieneman, so. All right, after this Vikings pick, we'll get an updated board because then we'll be at pick 50, just 7 away from Chicago's first pick of the night. I don't know if Lee Hunter is a fit at all. I don't think he is scheme-wise. He's more of like an Andrew Billings, but he's probably the best DT left. It's probably not something that the Bears would do there. All right, guys, I'm going to take a pause here shortly. Be right back. Panthers on the clock. We'll get an updated board of available guys here. Vikings traded with the Panthers 49 and 159 for 51 and 196. So Minnesota goes back to 51. Carolina's now at 49. We'll get an updated board after this one. Here's the Panthers pick. There it is. Yep. Lee Hunter, there he goes. We just talked about him. Just talked about Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter, the big guy out of Texas Tech, defensive tackle, goes to Carolina at 49. Let's get an updated board because these defensive tackles are gone for Chicago. They are gone. They are gone. Lee Hunter goes to the Panthers. Pick 49. Updated board coming your way here. Here's your updated board and where we're sitting. What do you guys want? What do we want the Bears to do here at 57? At this point, do we trade back? Trading up is not worth it for anybody, in my opinion, now. Unless you think somebody's taking Gabe Akis from you. Let's pull this in here so we can see it better. Look, I'd be fine with... Yeah, honestly, Jermod McCoy or Gabe Akis right now for me. Jermod McCoy or Gabe Akis solidifies extra corner spot or edge. I think Gabe Akis can come in and immediately be a starter for you, though. I really do. I really think he can do that. Really think he could. Especially with over 11 sacks last year. I mean, absolutely incredible. In the Big Ten. Yeah, Vikings, Packers, Colts, Eagles coming up. Those are probably the biggest potentials for Gabe Akis to be off the board here. Definitely could be Packers that take him. Jets pick is in. Commercial break, though. 50, pick number 50. Bears are coming up. Be here before we know it. Who do we want the Bears to take? Who should the Bears grab? Rodriguez is gone. Other three are still there. Anybody else as well? We haven't seen a running back after Jadarian Price. Yeah, I think it's too early for Mike Washington and Nicholas Singleton, maybe. Running back class this year is rough. Two tackles that haven't gone yet. Caleb Tiernan out of Northwestern and Jennings Dunker from Iowa. I don't think they would really fit for Chicago's scheme. But look, if Ben Johnson and Dan Roush are happy with it and they want it, let it rip, you know. Jets pick is in, 50. Man, it would really be Unfortunate. The Bears completely miss out on the edge room here at both picks. Jets pick coming up at 50. Man. Jets pick. Here's the Jets pick coming up. Man, oh man, oh man. Edge run, defensive tackle run. There's a big run on everything there. It's going to be tough for the Bears. We'll be all right, though. There it is. Jets with D'Angelo Pons. Small corner, just like Aaron Glenn. Indiana. Corner out of Indiana. Very similar to his now head coach, Aaron Glenn. Small frame cornerback. Athletic, obviously. Can do a lot with the ball in his hands after. Interception. Big playability. It's good for the Bears. Anybody that's not edge or other positions of need is good for Chicago here. So we get closer to 57. We've got division rivals coming up next too. Minnesota and Green Bay. Those will not be trade-up spots. Will not be trade-up spots. Man, I mean, at that point, does Ben want a weapon at this point? And Chris Brazell? I don't know. Brandon Cissie's there, right? Like, he's okay. I just, again, if they're not scheme fits and they're not culture fits, the Bears aren't going to take them. Everybody to date that they've drafted since Dennis Allen and Ben Johnson have been there have been just complete scheme fits and culture fits. The only one you could argue is probably Luther Burden, but he was just the best player available at that spot last year, early in the second. Minnesota coming up with their second pick. 18 was Caleb Banks for them. That was a reach. That was definitely a reach. Their pick is in right away. 51. 51. Vikings, see what they can do. Somebody mentioned wide receiver for them, but they got Addison and Jefferson. I don't think that would be smart for them. This is probably McNeil Warren's spot, actually, now that we think about it. He fell to 51 to them. That's insanity. That's insane. Yeah, this is going to be McNeil Warren's spot. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be McNeil Warren to the Vikings, I bet. I'd be willing to bet a lot of cash on that one. 51, here it is. Wow. They went linebacker Jake Golday out of Cincinnati. Interesting. Wow. They must have really loved Thieneman and didn't take him for some reason, and then thought, yeah, let's just completely evade the safety spot from now on. They go Jake Golday, good linebacker, no doubt. Wouldn't have minded that pick for the Bears, but 51 Vikings goes to Jake Golday, 103 tackles, third in the Big 12. Interesting. McNeil Warren, man. What's happening? That's a dramatic fall for McNeil Warren out of Toledo. Green Bay's going to have their first pick of the draft here next at 52. Bears are getting closer. We'll stay updated on any trades, anything that happens. We're going to be covering it. Right now it's 57, 60, 89. That's on tap for this evening. That's on tap for this evening. 2 defensive picks there for the Vikings and Brian Flores. They're always going to have a good defense. It's always going to be tough. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's always going to be a tough defense to go against. Tough scheme. It's got to be Gabe Akis. Come on. I am dying on this guy's hill right here. Gabe Akis at 57. We need it. He's just right down the road. He's just right down the road. Champaign is not that far from Chicago. I do not like anybody else at that spot at 57, if I'm being honest. Should we trade up or trade back? Again, I'm going to still stick on this. I don't think they pick at both 57 and 60. They need more picks. You know, especially with the way this board is falling. They need more picks. 57, I think you should stay. Get the best guy you can get. 60, maybe trade back, get an extra 4th. But, look, again, somebody mentioned on Twitter, too. Imagine Gabe Akis and Jermod McCoy at 57 and 60. I mean, that would be insane. That would be insane. You cannot rule out an offensive player, though, too. Ben Johnson's going to need one here soon. He's probably getting restless in the draft room. Yeah. A lot of other teams in the NFC North are getting active along the defensive line. The Bears are not. The Bears are not. Anything can happen. Bears pick is coming up. Coming up. Just a couple away. Commercial break for the draft here. Man, a lot of our targets that we were looking at. Are gone. I trust him. I trust the process. Defense, not as much. Not as much, right? I trust anything that Ben puts in there. Puts his stamp of approval on. I'm sure he does on defense as well, but I just don't trust the defense as much. All right, Packers pick is in. Their first one of the draft, pick 52. Pick 52. Not sure their needs. Maybe an edge for them, too, opposite of Parsons. Since Gary's gone. Van Ness is not good. Grayson Halton still from Oklahoma still available is pretty interesting to me. I just don't think he's a Bears fit. Good player, though. Really good player. All right, here's the Packers pick, 52. 52. Mm-hmm. 52nd pick coming up. Packers. Brandon Cisse, there he goes. There he goes. He's on the board up there at 5. We talked about him earlier. Thought about it being potential that he would go. Not a Bears guy, so that's good. Obviously, the Packers needed corner. Obviously, they needed corner. They got dusted by yours truly late in the year. Don't mind that. Couple picks. It's coming up soon. Bears probably 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Come on, Gabe Akis. Let's speak it into existence. Edge out of Illinois. Gabe Akis. Gabe Akis. Gabe Akis. Please. Somebody of value. Need it. Look, at this point, again, all these edge rushers falling. You see where the board's going. I have no problem going out there and calling the Giants, seeing if you can get a Kayvon Thibodeau deal. Right? Not going to cost a lot. Contract and pick-wise. If Gabe Akis is not there for us at 57, I don't see anybody of value. Pat McAfee up, announcing the pick for the Colts at 53. Pat McAfee yapping at the mic there. I don't know. All right. Well. McAfee will not shut up at the mic. Pick is in, though. 53rd pick coming up right here. Who is it? C.J. Allen, linebacker off the board. Talked about him earlier. It's probably decent value for them. Okay, linebackers are moving quick too. Anthony Hill's still on the board. He's a great player. Up there on third on the best available. Yeah, you had Goldday and C.J. Allen go here pretty quick. I don't know, guys. What do we think here? Indianapolis. C.J. Allen at 53. Bears are coming up. Bears are coming up. We need Akis, man. We need Akis. Need Akis. 100%. It's going to have to be the pick for it to make sense. Jamal McCoy as well, but he's probably not going to play next year. Eagles make the pick immediately. It's another spot for Akis. They were talking about trading for Jonathan Grenard from Minnesota. They had talks about that earlier. So, their first pick was Mekhi Lemon. Could go defense here. This could be a problem. This could be a problem. All right, see what it is. See what it is. 54th pick. Here it comes. Eli Stowers. Eli Stowers. Good pick, tight end, out of Vanderbilt. Out of Vanderbilt. That's an athlete for him. So they go 2 weapons with their top 2 picks. That's surprising. They did not go defense. They go Mekhi Lemon and Eli Stowers. Ah, yeah. Okay. Helps out the Bears there. Definitely don't need a tight end. Definitely do not need a tight end. Look, is that a future Goddard replacement there? Play him in tandem like the Bears do with Kmet in Loveland. Pretty sure they just paid Goddard an extra amount of cash. All right, couple picks away. 55. Chargers are on the clock. 56, and then the Bears are on it. Who do we want? Who do we want? Who do we want? Jacob Rodriguez has gone from this list. Now C.J. Allen has gone from this list. Gabe Akis is still on the board. Keontae Scott still on the board. If you wanted to play outside corner opposite of Jaylon, it's an option. They had him in for a visit. Oh, looks like the Patriots traded up. Patriots traded up. Patriots are now on the clock at 55. Now on the clock at 55. If that's Akis, we're... That's going to do it. That's going to do it, guys. Pick is in immediately. Golly. All the edge is gone for the Bears. Defensive tackle's gone for the Bears. That's a struggle bus. That is a struggle bus. Pick for the Patriots is Gabe Akis. We spoke it into existence. Just the wrong team. Just the wrong team. Yeah, at this point, if you're the Bears, I mean... wide receiver? Like, just got to take the best player available. You can't be squeezing in spots. Bears got lucky with their first pick with safety Thieneman, where is the best player on the board available, consensus, no matter what, and it was at a position of need. Does not look like that's going to happen here again. We'll get an updated board here pretty soon after this one. We'll get an updated board. Golly, that's tough. That is tough. Look, I mean, the way this board is falling, the centers are going to be there pretty soon. And there might be a run on them before pick 89. What do we want? What do we want here at 57? It's coming up. It is coming up. Oof. Yeah. Patriots took Akis. They knew the Bears were going to pick him at 57. They pop in front and they take him at 55. That hurts. That hurts, guys. That hurts. That hurts. 57 and 60. Who can we pair together? At this point, it might be wide receiver and center. Lots of defense going here in the second round. Lots of defense. Mm. Yep. Yep. Pick for the Pats. It's going to be Gabe Akis. Well, the best available that I had, they're all gone except Jermod McCoy, who might not play next year. He is a first-round talent. It's just a matter of if he gets to it and gets back and healthy, but wouldn't surprise me if the Bears go there. Not going to help immediately. Fans aren't going to love it, but could 100% see it. 100%. Yep. Vikings just traded Jonathan Grenard, as we just said. Vikings just traded Jonathan Grenard to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a third-round pick tonight, number 98, and a third next year. Bears could have done it. Could have done it. Eagles just keep going. They take 2 offensive weapons and trade for Grenard. Wow. Eagles getting hot, man. Gabe Akis goes to the Pats. That's tough, man. Yeah, it might be Jermod McCoy at this point. You know, I mean, he's a first-round talent still sitting there. You have Emmanuel McNair-Warren still sitting there. That's obviously not in the cards for Chicago, as we took a safety in the first round. I'm getting an updated board as we are very close to the Bears pick. 1 pick away, and then it's us. 1 pick away. Updated board. That's what we're looking like. Jermod McCoy at the top. Anthony Hill. Honestly, wouldn't be mad at that at this point with where the board is at. Well, I like Grenard being gone from the Vikings, but still another NFC team, right? Eagles are more dangerous. Pick is in for the Jaguars. 1 pick before the Bears. 1 pick. Bears are up very, very soon. Very soon here. We'll go through 57 and 60 and see where we're at. Here's Jaguars pick 56, and then the Bears are up. And the Jags. Nate Borkacher from Texas A&M. Whoa. That's a reach at tight end there. All right, Bears are up 57. Bears are up 57. 57 and 60. We'll see if they trade back, do any movement. Best players available right now: Jermod McCoy, Anthony Hill, Chris Brazzell, Keontae Scott. Again, they had Keontae Scott in for a visit. Had him in for a visit. Grayson Halton is the best defensive tackle left, but that is not a fit for the Bears' scheme. I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't think they'll do it. The Bears are up. Here we go. Pick is in immediately. Pick is in immediately. Whew. What do we want? What do we want? Of course, they do another commercial break over the Bears pick. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, everybody's watching at that spot. Pick is in immediately. Thieneman was the first one. 57. See what they go. Defense again, or best player available. Might be offense at this point. Again, we'll show the board and the best available right now as the Bears are up to pick. Look, I love the explosiveness. I love Zachariah Branch. I thought he would be there at 89. Guy is sitting at fourth best available. That's not going to happen. I don't think. Wonder when we see the first center off the board as well. Logan Jones seems to be the top one. Jake Slaughter from Florida. Once that run once that run starts, Bears might need to look at trading up from 89 to get their center. Denise Sutton is still there at a Penn State edge rusher. See what it looks like. See what it looks like. Oh boy. Pick is in. We're waiting on it. Just to recap, the board did not fall the way that we were looking, the way that we wanted. But that's how it goes when you're picking late in the second. Thank goodness for 60, though, getting that from the DJ Moore trade, or the Bears would be in serious trouble. Pick 57. Bears pick is in. Again, commercial breaks everywhere. Not going to look at it, getting all the notifications right now. Don't want to spoil that. Well, who do we want? There's guys. There's guys. Probably not what they envisioned at this spot, but I could see Keontae Scott. I could see Anthony Hill. I could see Jermod McCoy if you're just taking the best guy. Not going to play for you this year, but maybe comes in mid-season. Tyreek Stevenson holds it down, the other outside corner spot, but here's the pick. It's coming up. No trades. Pick is in for the Bears at 57. Pick is in for the Bears at 57. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. All right. I think Devin Hester's coming up to announce this one, I believe. Yeah. 2 wide receivers, a guard, and Emmanuel McNeil-Warren at the best players available right now for ESPN, and Mel's best available. Not what the Bears need. It's interesting. Zachariah Branch did play with Caleb Williams at USC. They loved each other, but I don't know. That's probably a reach at this point, you know. Chris Brazzell is there as well. Pick is coming up. Devin Hester is on his way. Bears pick is in 57. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Pick 57 for the Bears gets free ketchup for life. Free ketchup for life. Spoken by the man, Devin Hester. Of course, they take the longest amount of time when the Bears are up to pick. Isn't that funny, huh? Jimbo Covert is announcing the pick. All right, the pick is in. Pick is in, guys. 57. Here we go, guys. Pick 57. We'll see if they take 57 and 60 or just hold off. Trade back from 60. But they're taking this one. Here it is. Center out of Iowa, Logan Jones is the pick at 57. Whoa, baby. Look, he's the best center in the draft. He's the best center in the draft. It's what it is. That's what it is. Logan Jones. Let me get the tweet pulled up. Logan Jones, that's our center of the future. Look, they're taking the best player available, right? We've known this all along. 2 Big Ten guys, the best safety in the Big Ten. Well, opposite of Caleb Downs, and now the best center in the Big Ten, Logan Jones. Anytime that you get a center from Iowa or an offensive lineman from Iowa, you're looking pretty good. You're looking pretty good. All right, yeah, look, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest the way the board fell here. The way the board fell. Logan Jones is the pick at 57. Logan Jones. Wow. Look, he can learn behind Garrett Bradbury for a little bit. Honestly, I think he walks into the league better than Garrett Bradbury at this point. Incredible ball player. He's going to be great for us, right? But, the only problem that you're looking at is the defensive line, right? The defensive line. Let me get Logan Jones in here for us. Browns get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. They're killing the draft right now. Logan Jones is the pick at 57. Initial reactions. What do we got? Bears are going to be up here again soon. Logan Jones, center. Logan Jones, center, is your newest Chicago Bear. Don't mind it. We're in trouble on the defensive line, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But the way the board fell, there's just nobody there. There's nobody that we were going to force take there. Logan Jones is a great pick. It's a great player. 100%. I think he could be Drew Dahlman in 2 years' time. IQ-wise, Nick Saban just said the best blocking technique you're ever going to see out of Logan Jones. Best blocking technique you're ever going to see. Pick 59. Texans on it. Texans on it. Texans 59. Here they come. Wow. Logan Jones is the pick, guys. Logan Jones. And then the Bears are up again here at 60. We'll see if they trade back. We'll see if they stick and pick. At that point, you probably go back to defense maybe. I don't know. But again, they've proven to us time and time again they're going best player available. That's just what they're going to do. That is what they're going to do every time. Logan Jones is the guy. This is going to be your starter for the next decade. It's just how it works. He's good. Another tight end for Houston here at 59. That's good for the Bears. That's good for the Bears. All right, pick 60. First two picks, Dylan Thieneman, Logan Jones. Second best safety in the draft. Oh, they're trading. Bears are trading. Knew it. We called it at the beginning of this stream. They're taking at 57. They'll trade back at 60. Titans are now on the clock. Let's see what the compensation is. We'll get it right up here for you guys. Wow. Bears trade. Trade back 60 to 69. Bears pick up a fifth. Bears pick up a fifth. We assume that would probably be the case. We assume that would probably be the case there with the way the board is falling and the Bears needing more mid-round picks. It has now happened. The Bears have traded back. They're going to 69. $60 to $69 for the Bears to pick up a fifth. Pick up a fifth. Bears are sending 60 to the Tennessee Titans for picks 69 and 144. 69 and 144. Trade is on the board. Get this up here again. Final trade. There it is. Bears are sending pick 60 to the Tennessee Titans for pick 69 and 144. We'll get our remaining draft picks up here pretty soon. Added 144. It's going to wedge another pick in there between that fourth rounder from the Rams and the seventh rounder. Bears have traded. We called it at the beginning. Called it at the beginning. We're going to get the updated picks up here pretty soon. I don't mind that at all. I really don't mind it. Here are the remaining picks for the Bears now. Bears remaining draft picks 69 from Tennessee, 89, 129, 144 also from Tennessee, and 239 and 241. Got to wait a little bit longer. Wait a little bit longer. Again, with the Logan Jones stuff, right? It's probably not what anybody was envisioning at our highest second round pick. But he is the best center in the draft. And he will start at center for the next 10 years after Bradbury's gone. Ben's going to love him. Caleb's going to love him. Right? That connection's going to be here for a long time. These smart IQ guys and aggressive blockers that are athletic from Iowa that's going to be Ben's favorite. Wheeling and dealing the Bears are. Let me know instant thoughts. Instant thoughts. Logan Jones. see the Titans take with that trade up there with us. Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker to Texas. Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker to Texas. Here's the one thing with Ryan Poles. He traded back to 69. Absolutely, I have no doubts that he would do it again if somebody offers. 100%. Tennessee, Anthony Hill Jr. It is with the trade back. With the trade back. Interesting stuff. The board didn't fall our way, but we're getting good players, right? Getting good players. Figure out the defensive line and edge room later if you need, I guess. If it doesn't fall your way, you can't force it. Can't force it. Rams pick is in at 61. Again, Bears are at 69. Nice. Yeah. Titans top 3 picks: Carnell Tate, Keldrick Falk, Anthony Hill Jr. Yeah. I mean, Logan Jones might sit the whole year, but I really think they are going to. Tight end goes to the Rams. Max Clare from Ohio State. I really think Logan Jones could sit. Could sit for a year, but he might start over Bradbury at 7 games. It's 7 games. I know Bradbury's smart, but Logan Jones is so much better athletically, physically. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Bears traded. They might do it again. Yeah, look, everybody's saying we need edge, right? I agree, but there's none left. Note on this trade, this is the pick from the DJ Moore trade, and they just got back the 5th rounder that they gave up in that trade. Except it's 21 picks higher. 21 picks higher. So essentially, DJ Moore for that 2nd round pick, you get the 5th back. Just moving back a couple spots. Bills on the clock at 62. Bills have traded up to 62. We'll take a quick break here. We'll be back soon. 6 picks away from the Bears at 69. 6 picks away from the Bears at 69. Man, I like Logan Jones. I do. Who do we trade with and for what? We traded with the Titans. I traded with the Titans. 60, went back to 69. Went back to 69. Picked up 144, so went back 9 picks. Went back 9 picks. Look, always thought it could happen. Always thought it could happen. 69 is going to be interesting. I don't know if they double dip on offense now. Ben's obviously in his bag. He's got some say. He's got some pull in there. So, see what that looks like. All right, we'll take a break here shortly. Be right back. All right. Bears. Thought it could happen. Logan Jones, your center for the next decade. That's cool. Pick 69 for the Bears is coming up. Probably about 10, 12 minutes. Look, hindsight's 2020. I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about Emmanuel McNeil-Warren falling to the Bears' spot. Went right after him. But again, that was never expected. That was never thought of in the process. So you never could have thought that he could have got there at 57. He was talked about as a first-round guy. 62 to the Bills. Pick us in. DB at Ohio State, David Igbinosun. Crazy. Look, go trade for a guy. You know, things can happen. You've seen the way the board has fallen. You're not getting an edge worth the poop. Defensive tackle worth the scoot. So, go trade for somebody. Eagles just did it. Traded for Jonathan Grenard from the Vikings. And then drafted 2 pass catchers. It's possible. Bears don't want to do it, though. Grayson Halton is still available. Not a guy for Dennis Allen's scheme. I can't believe the Pats jumped both of the Bears picks to get Gabe Akis. We were dying on that hill to start the day. To Gabe Akis. Just to get jumped. Pick is in for the Chargers at 63. Denied Denise Sutton is still available at the edge spot, but I don't love it. Now that opens you up. In the third round at 89 to then probably take your wide receiver weapon for Ben. Get your third wide receiver spot. Chargers up, 63, pick is in. Pick is in. We'll probably get through this pick, and we'll call it. I mean, getting Logan Jones, a unanimous All-American, at 57. I know it's center. It's not a high-value position necessarily. But in Ben's offense, it is. And with a young quarterback, it is. Drew Dahlman was huge last year in terms of pre-snap and his IQ. So that's important. It's very important. All right, let's get back to it. Pick 63 to the Chargers. What did the Bears do now? We'll get an updated board here soon. A lot has happened, obviously. Jake Slaughter, next center. Look at the center run is happening way earlier. The Bears got out in front of it. What a great pick by Pulls. Jake Slaughter goes at 63. Logan Jones goes at 57. That means Sam Hecht is going to go in the 70s. Bears would have lost out completely on the center spot. Chestnut checkers. Chestnut checkers. Wow. Center run. Jake Slaughter going to the Chargers, 63. Going to the Chargers at 63. Again, this is the trade earlier that happened for Bears sending pick 60 to Tennessee for 69 and 144. You get 69 coming up in 5 picks. 144 back in the 5th. Seattle's pick is in at 64. Seahawks lost a lot of talent. Lost Reek Willing, Kenneth Walker, Kobe Bryant, Boy Mafe. Jermon McCoy still on the board. I would not be mad if the Bears took him at 60. At 69. I mean, he's a first-round talent. Little commercial break. We got 64 coming up. 69 on the way. Probably in 10-15 minutes. A lot of people are arguing on Twitter about Logan Jones sitting. Look, you want to be in a position where your rookies can sit. You want to be in that position. Center is a position of need for the Bears, and now you get an All-American at that spot sitting behind Bradbury for a year, maybe less. And then Bradbury's gone immediately after next year. Logan Jones fills in, right? You're solidifying your offensive line for the future. An Iowa offensive lineman never fails. Never fails. All right, what do we want at 69? What do we want at 69? Again, we had the trade. Trade happened. Center Logan Jones goes 57. Got our 5th rounder back. Something you're happy with. Pick is in for the Seahawks at 64. Wouldn't be surprised if the Bears trade back again. Would not be surprised. Coming up. Honestly, do you double dip offense here? There was such a run on defensive players in the early second round to the mid-second round. Might want to just double dip. All right, here's a pick for the Seahawks at 64. Bud Clock, safety. Bud Clock. It's good safety. Thought he was maybe a target for the Bears as well. Obviously was not in today's plans after taking one in the first day. Bud Clark is the man for them. Replaces their Kobe Bryant void. Gonna pair him with Nick Emmanwori. Not bad. Seahawks know what they're doing, on defense. They know what they're doing. Seahawks are just well built, well run. All right, we got to get an updated board here soon. It's going to start spreading out in terms of positions, I would imagine. Different teams thinking different things. All right. Let's get the updated board in here for what we have. All right, let's get this in. Still some players, right? Maybe not what we thought. Still some players, though. Did Kayvon Thibodeau just get traded? Okay. All right. I know what happens here. Nothing in regards to the Bears, but okay. So the Cardinals are up now. Again, Bears take Logan Jones at 57. Next pick is 69 after the trade. After the trade with the Titans. Let's see what happens. Yes, Akis was taken. Yes, he was taken right before us. The Patriots traded up above both of our picks, and he was taken. That's who I wanted. I was dying on that hill the whole stream. I was dying on that hill for Gabe Akis. But the Patriots took him. At 55, I believe. Yeah. 69's coming up. Nice. Little break here in the draft. We'll look at the best players available. Keontae Scott, Bears had him in for a visit. It's potential. Chris Brazell, another guy I think they had a visit with, or at least a Zoom call. Speedster out of Tennessee. Tremont McCoy sitting there with a busted knee. But he is the most talented player available right now. See how that plays out. Yeah. Picks coming up soon. Any trades that happen, anything that happens, we're going to be covering it. New pick. Curious, maybe they double dip on offense. Maybe they double dip. Cardinals. Pick is in 65. Pick is in 65. Look, at this point, do you take... At this point, do you just take a guy that's not a huge scheme fit? Cardinals. Probably going quarterback, man. Carson Beck, is this it? I think it is. I think it is. All right, here's your pick for the Cardinals, 65. Bears coming up at 69. There it is. Carson Beck, 65 to the Cardinals. What a barn burner they have there in Arizona. Jacoby Brissett and Carson Beck, also known as Sid the Sloth. Nice. Helps the Bears still. Still helps the Bears. Denver's up next, then Vegas at 67. Best available. What do we think? What do we think? Again, Philadelphia's right ahead of us again. They're just going crazy this draft. They're going crazy. They just traded for Jonathan Grenard as well. Jonathan Grenard got paid $100 million from the Eagles. Yeah, that's a no thanks. Now that I just saw that. Coming off a 3-sack season. Okay. Man, that Gabe Akis one hurt, though, because if the Patriots didn't trade up in front and take him, you could have had Gabe Akis and Logan Jones there, and that's... You're set. You're set. Obviously, D-line is still needed, but... DT. Yeah. Broncos, their first pick of the draft. 66 pick is in. 66. Where do they go? '66 pick is... I don't know who that is. Defensive tackle from Texas A&M. I'll be honest, I've never heard of that guy in my life. Respect. So far, center of the future is a Bear, Logan Jones. Next one coming up, 67 and 68, belongs to Vegas and Philadelphia. Bears already traded back from 60 to 69. See if they stick on this one or somebody trades up. Pick is in immediately for the Raiders. Here's the best available. Get a good hard look at that as we get into the Bears pick. All right. Vegas. At this point, I'd like the Bears to pick. $67 from the Vegas Raiders is going to be Kieran Crawford. Edge. Auburn. Opposite of Keldrick Falk. Played better than Keldrick Falk this year. Was an opportunity for the Bears as well. I'm not going to act like I loved him, but that was a chance. All right, another edge off the board. I don't think he was on the best available, was he? No. He was not. But again, the Bears need these guys. Do you call around and ask if you can give up 30 or 89 for an edge somewhere? I would. I'd do it. Eagles are up. Logan Jones. Let me know your thoughts on Logan Jones, center of the future. Bears are up in one pick. Carson back to the Cardinals is crazy. Do we think that guy gets a rep this year, a start this year? He just might. He just might. Say go to commercial break. Put up the best players available. I don't mind that trade at all. Like, there isn't one guy that I see that I'm really upset about that they missed out between 60 and 69. So getting a fifth for that is all right. The final outlook on that, sending 60 to Tennessee for 69 and 144. You know, who's still there, who they just had a visit with, Keontae Scott. Not D-line, not edge, but it's a corner. He's a hybrid. He can move around. Bears pick coming up. Eagles pick is in immediately. What do we want? Who do we want here at 80, 89, 69, 69, 89? Both picks will be tonight. We'll cover this one, wrap this one up after 69. Then we'll see what else happens at 89 as well. Could trade back at that one too, but wouldn't get much value out of it. Because in for the Eagles. They took Mekhi Lemon and Eli Stowers and also traded for Jonathan Grenard tonight. It's a good 24 hours for them. It's a good 24 hours. It's it is good to point out if Drew Dalman didn't retire, the Bears have a free second-round pick. You know, wouldn't have went to center. All right, here's the Eagles. Eagles, pick 68. Let's see if they take somebody the Bears want. Here it is. Big tackle out of Miami. Don't think that was a fit for the Bears. Mammoth of a human, 6'9.5", 350 pounds. Guy cannot move though. Guy cannot move. It's not somebody Ben Johnson would have wanted. All right, picks up. I don't know if they're trading back or not. Doesn't look like it yet. We'll see. First pick, Logan Jones. Next pick up. Bears on the clock. Let's see what happens. Pick is in immediately. Pick is in immediately. Hey, about perfect time for another commercial break. Here we go. Pick 69. New additions in 2026, Khalif Raymond, Devin Bush, Kobe Bryant, among others. Logan Jones, Thieneman. Pick 69. On the books. On the books. Who are they taking? Walking to the podium now. I don't know, man. Jermon McCoy's still sitting there, first round talent, but he's got a busted knee, might not play next year. Edge is still in need, defensive tackle. All those guys are kind of taken up, though. Coming up shortly. Coming up shortly. All right. Got Dominique Orange out there out of Iowa State. Edges, Jay-Sean Barham out of Michigan. Denied Denise Sutton out of Penn State. Their options. Romello Height out of Texas Tech. Here it is. Here's the pick. Here's the pick. Who is that? They took a tight end with 69. What is that? I don't agree with that one. Was not on any boards at this point. Sam Roush. Sam Roush, tight end out of Stanford. We already have two tight ends. We lost Durham Smythe. Right, we lost Durham Smythe. Need a replacement for him, but at pick 69 in the second round, not something that we were expecting there. We'll get it pulled up. This is going to... Yeah, this is going to make a lot of people upset. Or third round, excuse me. Sam Roush. A tight end of that spot, I just don't see it. So Thieneman, Logan Jones, Sam Roush, they did double up on offense like I said they could do. All right. Let's pull the tweet up. '49ers take Romello Height right after edge rusher. Interesting. Here it is. At pick 69, the Bears select Stanford tight end Sam Roush. Initial reactions. Does this mean Cole Kmet is out the door or what? I just don't see why you keep all these guys around. You need more blockers, you need more guys for sure, but that didn't make much sense to me. Get a picture of Sam Roush in here. I'm going to have to see the stats on this guy and what he does well. Out of Stanford, smart guy, right? Got that going for him. All right, Sam Roush, there he is. Tight end out of Stanford for the 69th pick for the Bears. Logan Jones goes at 57. Sam Roush, 69. Those are your second and third round picks. Got another third round coming up at 89. Look, that's the best guy on their board. That's what they did. Sam Roush, 69 to the Bears. Interesting. He was kind of on the best available board there that I see. Surprisingly. Interesting. We're at pick 71 now. Instant reactions on Sam Roush. Not going to be great out of the fan base. Not going to be great out of the fan base, but yeah, Larry. We didn't need a tight end. We did not need a tight end. That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know, man. It's a Ben Johnson pick probably, but at some point you got to put the team needs above, no defensive lineman being picked. That's pretty wild to me. Yeah, blocking tight end in the third round is just not going to do it. I was expecting them to take one in the 6th or the 7th. It will have to be 7th with us. But yeah, they took that early. Okay, 69 is gone. They got 89, 129, 144, and then 239 and 241. All right, guys, as we're at pick 71, I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll still cover pick 89, of course, and everything going forward if anything else happens. Drop your grades down below. Like it, love it, don't like it. I'm sure a lot of people won't love it. But I love the Logan Jones pick. Love one, don't like the other. Love one, don't like the other. I'm sure the Bears might trade back at 89 as well. But thank you guys for joining this stream here today. We'll be covering